Now it's important to note that spreads are not the only type of flatbed trailer. They're just the most common, and there are also other types of trailers that are also spread axle. There's the most other common one you'll see is a spread axle reefer, and then on occasion I've seen a spread axle drive-in. But spread axles are really common for flatbed because they make the weight distribution way easier. And let's talk about why that is. Essentially, all you're doing with a spread is you take the axles and you spread them about 7 to 10 foot apart. I think on mine that I got right now, they're about 7 foot apart. And essentially what happens is once you do this, the DOT considers the axles to be completely separate and to single axles instead of a set. So they're each rated for 20,000 pounds for a total weight of 40,000 pounds on the back end instead of a set, which is rated for 34,000 pounds. And what this does, and it's important to note, you still cannot go over 80,000 pounds. So you're still stuck at 80,000 pounds gross vehicle weight unless you get an overweight permit. But essentially what you've done is you've given yourself a 6,000 pound cushion to play with when you're loading. And this is really useful because with flatbed, we go to a lot of places that are in rural areas or a lot of job sites where you can't exactly scale your load right there, and you might not run into a scale for a long time. So that cushion becomes very useful. And essentially all you got to do is if you're loading heavy, you just center load it. Try to avoid going past the front landing gear depending on what it is and if you can help it. And if the load's heavy, that 6,000 pound cushion will catch it and you won't go over axle weight. And it makes weight distribution way easier. Because usually with a tandem, you know, you gotta slide them, like this drive-in right here. When I ran those, you know, you had to slide those tandems. Sometimes you might have had to slide a fifth wheel, and it would take you, sometimes I remember a couple times, if it was heavy and really not loaded right, it would take you 3 or 4 tries on the cat scale before you finally got it legal. Whereas this flatbed spread axle, because we don't run adjustable fifth wheels, and the spread on our normal flatbeds is not adjustable, you only get one shot on the cat scale to know if you're screwed or not. But yeah, that's really it. It just makes the weight distribution 1,000 times easier above a tandem.